What is going on, guys? MJ105 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the high-grade 00 Riser with GN Sword 3 from the final battle of Gundam 00 Season 2. Fully decked out to face off against the Innovators, it fought against the rebirth Ribbons Allmark has in store for humanity. Being one of the 5 methods to obtain the high-grade 00 Riser, you get all of the runners of the 00 Riser designer color version, as well as the sticker and decal sheets, on top of 2 extra ones for the GN Sword 3 and beam effect parts. The build itself doesn't deviate much from the Season 2 high-grade 00 standard, being a quick snap build with little hassle, while using most of what we now know as the universal high-grade standard. Undeniably, it's hard to avoid the sense of familiarity since the joint structure of most Season 2 Gundams are similar, while that will extend further if you build the other 00 variants or the 00 Quanta. Nevertheless, it's a perfectly beginner-friendly build that would take a little longer to complete solely based on the parts count alone. After a quick assembly, the high-grade 00 Gundam looks alright for a presentation. Disclaimer, I pre-painted the GN condensers and forehead gems so they don't naturally come colored. While that would partly obscure the stickers underneath them, especially for the GN condensers which have text on them, painting them removes the cheap feeling of the standard clear parts. The other stickers are used on the eyes, the yellow on the V-fin, the back of the head, and the grey strips on the shins. While none of them are all too bad, the ones on the V-fin definitely dropped the ball. On top of that, this kit screams for panel lining, a top coat, and for the missing grey details on the face and feet to be filled in so as to bring out its fullest visual potential. Otherwise, the proportions and color choices are accurate, which sets up a good foundation for the kit. And I don't know if I'm alone, but I like the fiercer face of the high grade compared to the tamer one on the real grade. Overall, this kit has what it takes to provide a great anime accurate representation of the 00 Gundam. Articulation begins with an unrestricted, tightly connected double ball jointed neck, swaying out shoulder joints, and an unimpeded ball jointed shoulder. There's a perpendicular arm raise, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and hinged ball jointed wrists. Ab crunchers are limited, while the waist can rotate all the way. Front skirts can roll around, side skirts can flip up, while the legs can swivel omnidirectionally. Full front and side splits are achievable. There's a thigh rotation, flat out double jointed knees, hinged ankle guard, and hinged feet with a decent degree of movement and a wide side tilt. Finally, the GN drives are on the ball joint at the base, a swivel up top, and a swivel and hinge at the drive itself. Being the reigning king of articulation until modern engineering caught up to it, it's unsurprising the articulation of the high-grade 00 Gundam is stupendous, being able to pull off a wide variety of poses without it falling apart. Accessories begin with the set of holding hands and the left open hand for dynamic displays. Weapons begin with the GN beam sabers. They can be repositioned onto the side of the basket to depict them being flipped out for grabs. Utilizing the included beams, they can slide into the hand for standard use. Next are the GN Sword 2s, which use a grey sticker on their clear piece for added detail. In sword mode, they simply slide into the hand for use as standard swords, and included effect parts can be used to activate the beam saber mode after flipping the blades along their axes via rearrangement, increasing the reach of the swords. If a firefight is necessary, the blue guard piece can be flipped forward and the handle can be split for conversion into rifle mode. It's still a whimsical design, but the model kit represents that feature well. Although the grip isn't the best as it relies on the trigger to fixate the weapon into the hand. Finally, from removing the top piece of both handles and replacing them with a conjoined version, the GN Sword 2s can be used in the Twin Lance mode. All sword mode functionalities are applicable here while enabling for a deadly twin blade fight style. For storage, the GN Sword 2s can be plugged onto the side skirts when not in use, albeit quite loosely, so fortification will be necessary. Next is the GN Shield, made up of 2 halves that can be stored on the binders. They can also be used in the arms for blocking, while featuring an extendable blade for added melee functionality. For full defense mode, they can connect at the ends after shifting down the blue piece and are fixed by one of the arm connectors for the full shield. While it's a neat feature, it makes the entire weapon more awkward to use than anything. Then there's the GN Sword 3, which comes with a naturally clear green blade. It can slot into the hand and plug into the elbow for a very secure grip, usable in rifle mode as is, or sword mode after flipping the blade forward, harkening back to the GN Sword 1. And I don't care what you say, but this mode of conversion is absolutely the coolest. A pink effect part is also included to generate a beam saber that covers the entirety of the blade, or more famously, for the Riser's sword. Finally, the biggest inclusion of this package is the O-Riser with its included display base. Stickers are used on the grey bits on the bottom and the white on the tail unit, but they are acceptable in appearance, so is the overall visuals of the fighter. There are also some movement options as well, in the form of the opening and swiveling blue winglets, the binders that can flare out, the movable tops of the binders, and a wagging tail. But the biggest feature is the O-Riser docking mode. Remove the binders from the main fuselage, flip out the pegs, and connect them onto the GN drives, while extending and folding the tail of the main body down, before connecting it onto the backpack to form the full double O-Riser. Widening the silhouettes and adding a ton of bulk, it adds to the overall imposing display of the 00 Gundam, while also providing GN machine guns for the 00's use. Moreover, despite the added weight and bulk, neither the handling nor the articulation is hampered in any way, so posing it is just as enjoyable. As an added bonus, the GN shield halves can be stored on the O-Riser binders should you choose, though it admittedly does look a little bit forced aesthetically. In conclusion, I'd still recommend that you get the high-grade 00 Riser despite its age, preferably the full package featured in the GN Sword 3 or the condenser type kits, or even the Trans Am Riser if you fancy. The high-grade 00 Gundam base isn't highly acclaimed over the years for nothing, and even after 13 years of its release, it doesn't show its age for the most part. Yes, the yellow V-fin stickers are still a bit cheap and the bland straight build isn't going to impress many, yet a simple application of paint and panel lining will help elevate those looks to modern territory. On top of that, thanks to the GN Sword 3 expansion, the feature set of the 00 Riser has been broadened by a lot, thanks to the wide array of beam effects for all the swords and the glorious GN Sword 3. Altogether, notwithstanding having the real grade to compete with, the high-grade 00 Riser is still a worthy addition to your collection. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching, drop a like and comment if you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to follow me on social media with the links down below. That said, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out guys, bye bye.